I tried this pill.
You did? To grow your dick bigger?
The extends with like 3 Zs at the convenience store.
That's what it was.
You did? You took that? You put that in your body?
Yeah. And my heart fucking went twice as fast. Started beating really fast.
Wait, is it an erection drug like Viagra, or is it to make your dick bigger?
It's to make your dick bigger.
One pill.
That's all.
It was only $5.
That's actually a lot of
It's
pills.
worth it.
You
It was
took
It was
them
very
all?
expensive.
Yeah.
I took like 2.
What's crazy is if it worked, like you take the pill, you leave the 7-Eleven, you just hear a thud as your fucking cock hits the cement. Oh shit.
I would. You know what's
Thud.
It would be so.
I gotta deal with this now. You sling it over your shoulder, trying to start your car. There's no pill to shrink it.
Why you wanna fight about nothing?
Who's
Why
Andy?
you wanna
That's the name of the show.
Changed.
So you're a big fan of the show.
The Foo Fighters were the last time. The UFO.
Yeah, we tried to get Foo Fighters. Turns out
It was taken.
that was
Yeah.
taken.
Yeah. It's a
UFO
big
fighters?
legal debate
What was it
about
called? Remember the last show?
Pilot Fighters. That was him and
Brock
Brock Lesnar.
You can still see that on the YouTube channel.
This is you?
Shameless plug.
No, this is Ian. This is Ian and company, and I'm just here.
He's the end
I
company.
got a free Sunday most days.
Hey, man. All right.
Yami is my ghost co-host, which means he hasn't officially committed to it, but he's here every week.
Where
Yeah.
do you live?
Downtown.
Closer than me to Etobicoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys? Wow, really throwing shade at the journey to the studio. Look, it's the same. It's all those movie studios up here. You don't complain when you're booking.
I don't book.
It's because again. No, there was so many of these shows, but I just finished watching the Squid Games.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, the real version. Obviously there's the dramatized version of the Squid Games.
Oh, the Korea, the 100.
No. There's so Squid Games is a Korean.
You haven't heard
drama.
of Squid Games?
It's like the Tiger King of the
You
pandemic.
just said you watched the real Squid Game.
Yes,
Which is the 100.
No.
There's a reality show now based off the show Squid Games. So like Squid Games, the fictional show about the
right.
competition.
100 wasn't. That's right.
Is a physical 100, which was I also watched, which
It
was
was a really
pretty
good show. I like that.
Yeah.
I fast forwarded through most of it.
Filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Fast forwarded through most of it.
Well, that's what you like about it, right? You wouldn't fall asleep because there's so much dead air in all these
Oh my God.
shows that it's just like you fall asleep till you pick up. Oh, that guy's gone. Great. Who cares? You don't give a shit about them anyways.
The reality show is like your ASMR. That's how you fall asleep.
That's right. Anyways, it's pretty good. It's a fun little it's a fun
There's a reality Squid Game show?
yeah. So they start off with 456 people,
What
and
the
then
fuck?
and then they start off with a red light green light game, which is based off of the actual show, and they're wearing these
Isaac.
I mean, I gotta blow into this thing, dude.
guys.
If
Got
listeners
allergies.
are wondering what
You're
that
listening
weird
to that.
tiger noise is in the
Are we
background,
recording right now?
yeah, this is the show.
What?
You didn't know?
Start.
Yeah, it starts.
What do you mean it doesn't start? You can't just start.
Yeah, it started. It's been on.
You know,
Fuck me, man.
give you
We
no
just
no
start like
surprise.
I told you. I was telling you about the rules of the show.
You tell me about the rules. That's not how games work.
Why do you think he's talking about Squid Game?
You always have a theme song.
You
or
think he's just
something.
bringing that up to us? That's a topical.
Where does the theme song go?
In post.
In post?
We don't hear it live. You want us to see it for 30 seconds?
Yeah, you gotta say, and now, and welcome our guests.
We just watched the montage.
Why did you not say welcome guests?
They already see it.
Who's they?
They're the listeners
my
hear a
God.
little intro.
Why am I being filmed? This is a podcast.
Oh my god.
We're doing bits. We're doing bits over here.
Dude, Bits. Isn't that the show? Bits?
It
No,
should be
but-
called Bits, but he's decided And Company is the one that's gonna stick. It sounds like And One, and it kind of looks like And One.
It kind of does.
It does
yeah,
kind
but
of.
a
Are we
shitty
gonna get
font.
sued?
Well, you
think
Why
I-
are the fonts so shitty?
that'd be you
That's
and
Arial.
That's all we could afford.
Oh my god.
Most of the budget went to the couch.
Oh man, use
Foo
Canva,
Fighters
dude.
law suit going on, and the And One
Look.
coming up.
It does now. I'm never not gonna see that. Look, it's a clean little look.
Call it and 4 -1.
Just make them do math.
Yeah.
Log both sides. All right,
That's
Yami.
just
So,
And Three then.
so you're listening to Squid Game before bed.
I'm not listening to it. I'm watching it,
Okay.
and then I fall asleep. Yeah, but yeah. Just to recap, there's 456 people. The prize is 460. So sorry, 4,050,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
4 million.
4.56.
Isn't Survivor only 1 million?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is a huge payout for people.
But US dollars or like the other
But pesos. It works
Well, like,
out to be.
But the physical 100 was they always put that other currency, and I was like, what's
You know,
that
I
equal?
don't. It's filmed in the U.S. and all the people there are
It's
from the U.S. So I would
USD.
assume that's USD.
Oh,
but-
it's not a Korean.
No.
The real show was Korean.
I know the real
Isaac,
show.
the
I
real
watched
show-
The real show was Korean. I know that. I didn't watch the last episode, but I watched the show.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the last episode?
I don't like things to end.
Just
The whole payoff?
Yeah.
Succession. You're like, don't know. Game of
Didn't watch
Thrones? No
Succession.
idea.
Didn't watch Game of Thrones. I
None of
watched
it?
Up to season 4.
You just give up halfway through.
I don't give up. I was reading the book, and then I stopped reading the book. And now I
Oh.
got to go back and read, and I'm like, I
Right.
don't want to read 4 books again.
right.
It's a lot of reading.
So in your mind, the end of Squid Games is just 2 winners.
Yeah.
There's just 2
Yeah.
people that never get to the end.
Just into the sunset.
That's
Yeah.
nice, man.
That's
yeah.
that's a better way than the way it actually ended, I think.
Did someone on the reality show like get the guy who won in the real show's number? Like, was he like, wow? I don't remember what number he was.
Oh, good
but-
question. I don't know that they did. I assume
'Cause
because they
that'd
have
be cool.
numbers from 01 to 456.
You would think you were the lead character if you got that
You would think so. Well, I mean, one guy thought he was the lead character, and then he was out.
pretty
Like,
quick.
Yeah, by the 3rd episode. But like, yeah, there's so many people got out that you thought were gonna stick around, and it turns out that you just start liking the person that stuck around. You start building in your own head the narrative that like, oh, I always like this person. Oh, they always seem like they were gonna win.
Yeah.
Like history rewrites itself.
Yeah, yeah. And also the show builds it that way.
Yeah,
So
they
you
got
start
more
learning
footage.
More footage.
I like the
right?
physical 100. That was really like they really. you
Oh, they
built-
actually did a reality show of the 100 after?
What?
Huh? No. So that's a Korean drama reality show where it's just like physical strength, and they're taking like national skiers, like Olympic athletes, and they all come and they have to do feats of strength almost. So one of them was like chasing each other around and having to hold a ball by the end of 5 minutes, and they're wrestling, and you know, one of them is they have to work together to carry a ship across a bunch of sand.
This whole time I thought you guys were talking about that like CW show, The 100. And I was like shocked to think of like, this is what you
Where
guys are.
Christianity takes everybody away.
Is that
from
what it
you.
is?
Isn't that the 100?
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
100 people. Oh no, that's the ship, the plane.
Right.
It's not Christianity. Christianity kills people.
Only leaves 100 people left.
Sorry, I don't want to get political.
You don't want to get political today?
Nah.
I thought that's why you came
man.
on the show.
Yeah, I don't want it though, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you always somehow do.
Physical 100. I want to say one thing before you move on.
We've been
You
trying
are a
to stick on
guest
one
of
thing,
honor.
I think. We've been trying
That's
to
true.
follow one through line. on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap it up or something.
Physical 100 one. The guy who wins, you don't like. He's a dick.
But
You
he's
don't
jacked.
like that guy, huh?
He's in good shape.
No, well, they're all in.
Isn't it? It's about being physical.
Yeah, but it's like he's so egotistical. The other guy he goes up against is really sweet. He's got a good story, but he doesn't
Yeah.
win because he's just not
That's true.
fit enough. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, physical 100, the strongest person won.
So
And it
shocking.
turns out that he was a bit of a jerk.
yeah,
'Cause he spent all
Who
his
knew
time-
That was gonna
And so
happen?
you spend the whole time rooting for a jerk.
or rooting against, you think it's going to be a twist.
Yeah.
Like this other guy, this perfect like leading man is going to win, but it's like, no.
There's another guy like that. There's this like 53-year-old. He's in incredible shape, and he was like one of the biggest celebrities in Korea.
Yeah,
a
he was an
famous,
MMA fighter.
MMA fighter. And he doesn't make it, but he makes it further than anyone thought he would because he was like 53, almost like double the age of
Yeah.
most of the competitors.
They had a fighting competition, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then
They even had to fight each other? But
Yeah.
he won that.
He won that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing. I mean, I fast forward through most of it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you didn't care for the fighting or the competition part. You just wanted to see the vlogs, the one-on-one to
I
the
want the
camera.
one-on-one.
And you, because it was in Korean, and then you were like, I just like someone talking at me.
I turn
so
off
I can
subtitles
understand.
too.
He's just nodding along.
I want to make sure I understand the emotion. that
Yeah.
they're going through.
You like the sound of the audio.
Yeah, man.
That's your ASMR, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's just looking for their ASMR.
keeps me awake though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're having insomnia now. 'cause
Yeah.
of this. You have nightmares because you don't know what they're saying.
When he wakes
Binge
up in the
watch.
morning, that's what he has. That's instead of coffee, it's a Korean physical 100 in Korean.
Puts it on.
no subtitles.
Hey, man, kimchi.
Okay, so you're watching Squid Game.
Yeah, I was. I'm trying to figure out where we left off in the
Well, I had heard that like people were complaining that they were being treated like poorly on set. They were like the conditions were awful. I'm like, you signed up for a show based on a show where they kill you in real life,
yeah.
like, and you're complaining that it like wasn't comfortable.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So the Squid Game, 456 people. They start off with that red light, green light. If you've seen the show, and and they're running.
You
But
saw it at 2x speed. You were fast forwarding.
I watched it, just not the last episode.
and they have squibs on them. So
Squid Game.
exactly. So when they die, they explode, but then they actually like pretend to die. So they like, and they lie in the sand. So it's hilarious.
Because you're just watching people breathing. Just
Yeah.
like the bellies.
But like they're just like, oh no, I lost, and then they're just like, oh.
It would suck so bad to lose on that first challenge because for months you're like prepping to go on this thing.
You think for months they're prepping red light, green light?
No, I think they're like telling people they're going to be on the real Squid Game. They're like signing these
Yeah.
NDAs. They're doing teeth whitening, doing the whole thing.
Right. They're trying to get in shape. They're trying to drop that 10 pounds for the
4.5 million to win. Are you kidding me?
camera. Absolutely.
And then
Teeth
first
whitening?
day you're like you lose on the red light, green light. You're out.
I just assume that, but in their contract, they're like, okay, when you get hit by the squib, but you got to pretend you're dead for at least 10 minutes.
Every challenge did they have to pretend they were dead?
Yeah, well, yeah. So like even at the marble one where the marble where you play for the marbles. Have you seen this show?
Oh yeah.
So they have these heartfelt conversations back and forth, and the time ends, and it's just like I got the marbles, and the squib blows up, and they're just like, and they pretend to die. It's like, well,
like you can see them getting cued off camera. The producer like
well,
waving. at them.
that's why I say it must be in their contract that if you get hit with a squib and you die, you have to pretend to
Right.
be dead for.
Don't break the reality.
Don't break the reality of this non.
Did they do the cookie cutter game?
They do, yeah.
That would be unbelievably hard.
It was extremely gross. Like, cause you see, they were just licking the back of it, but it got so juicy that the inside the tin cups was just filled with saliva, and they're like working with the little needle and everything.
Oh my gosh.
And one guy,
What are
poor
the
guy,
tin
was
cups?
throwing up a little bit in his mouth.
I saw the show. This was the Tin Cups one.
I don't think
What-
you're like a kid who didn't do his homework. You're like, I did my homework. I just remind me
That's why I
the
don't know
science.
What it was.
It's the one where they have the shapes, right?
Yeah.
And they have to use the needle to cut out the shape inside the cookie. And so they come in this tin, and they open it up, and the cookie's inside of it.
You might get a star.
And,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
lick.
right.
Well, they've been licking the back of it because that was the secret
Oh,
at the end to make sure that you can get through the cookie.
So everyone copied what the guy did in the show.
Exactly. So they had that pre knowledge.
Oh, so then they just copied what the guy did in the show.
Yeah, but it was difficult. For
Imagine.
so because nobody wanted the umbrella. The umbrella was super hard, and that was the big debate. There's a lot of in-game.
And did the umbrella
Kick-ass.
people lose?
Shit.
Oh, most of them. Most. Of
A couple
them.
umbrella people survived?
Maybe like 2, 3. I can't remember. Yeah, a few of them. survived.
Imagine having not watched
Most
the
'cause
Squid
they
Game
juiced
show
it.
at all and you signed up for this reality show and you're just like, oh, what? This is it?
Oh,
There's a show above. This is
Well,
based on
you
a
hear
show.
$4.56 million, and you're like, whatever you want, I'll do.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll lick the back of that cookie.
I'll do it.
I'll
I still
pretend
can't
I'm
get
dead
over
for
you
10
saying
minutes.
Teeth whitening.
Yeah, you know why? Because I had an ex-girlfriend once who came pretty close to getting on Amazing Race. And they sent, like, in the contract, they sent it over and said, nobody ever complained that their teeth are too white on TV. They were like, hey, if you want to now be the time to start eating healthier, maybe get your teeth white. They didn't say, it was almost like knocked up where they're like, we're not telling you to lose weight, but people like white teeth.
Turns out people like attractive people on television. So if you could
Yeah.
just do whatever you can to be more attractive, we would like that. We encourage
Yeah,
it.
we are not looking for that, but
If you want,
$4.6
here's a
million.
package of a couple apples, and
Yeah, here's a gym pass.
yeah.
I would have started whitening my teeth if I knew it was going to be on camera. Too.
For this?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get our email?
No.
You didn't even know what was going on. You weren't sure.
I
when
didn't know where I was going to park. Uh-oh.
This guy's
What a-
sneezing. This guy's coughing. What is this?
Oh my
Is this
God,
my
I've
Squid
had-
Game?
I've had a cough.
Yeah, squib.
I just have one of my squib went off. I don't think
10 minutes now. You signed the contract.
I did.
Has this show started?
It's
Yeah, this show
What's
is
the
on.
topic of today?
It's just a free flowing convo.
What?
Whatever comes up.
you know what? You're not the only person that's disappointed in that format.
Well-
It's like, what are we doing? What are we talking about?
How many
And-
podcasts work? that
They
are
all
just
work.
free-flowing?
Here, people like to put it on while they're doing the dishes. While they're
Wait, you want to play a game? You want to play a game?
It's a Squid Game.
Okay.
a Squid Game.
It's a Squid Game. It's for $4.56.
Okay.
Okay, I saw this on Reddit. I got a good question for you
Okay.
guys. How many owls would you have to see in a day before you were like, okay, something weird is going on?
They're nocturnal. You don't see owls.
So one hour.
One owl, you're freaking out?
Not freaking out, be like, oh, that's a little off.
Yeah, one owl?
Yeah, one.
I'm
hour.
not panicking at one owl.
Is there an answer? Or is this just a question?
It's just a provocating.
Oh, fucking 28 owls. The owls, they don't fly, and
So if you saw 15 owls you'd be like, yeah,
It's a
normal day.
25.
I know,
you said 28.
It's a 28.
but you said you wouldn't be freaked out until 28. So at 27
And he was
owls, you're
hard
still like
pressed on that
normal
number. He
day.
was like, that's it. That's my
28.
number. And for him, 28 of anything.
Imagine
That's
28 owls together.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Together or separate times throughout the day.
What do you call a gang of owls?
Not a murder of crows.
A hoot.
Yeah,
A hoot.
maybe a party. A
Party.
A party of owls. Or
I
is
mean,
it
it-
Senate? Is it a?
Senate.
Is that what it is? All right.
That's
You're
not a
right.
thing, is it?
Yeah, it is.
A senate of owls?
This guy knows, dude.
Really?
I believe
I
so.
feel like you're just messing.
Could be.
Nope.
As long as they're wearing the robes, it is.
Yep. Pod of dolphins.
I have a similar question. A podcast of anyways.
A podcast of idiots?
I do ask this question.
That's
How
the
many
alternate
days
name.
do you think it would take to notice that there's no moon?
Oh, wow. Probably like could even be a couple weeks. Like we
Yeah.
live in the city. It's hard to see the stars as is.
Yeah,
A foggy night.
yeah. How long do you think it would go before you notice that there's no more moon?
But would it be shockingly dark? Maybe I'm underestimating how much moonlight is up.
I mean,
there.
yeah. It'd probably be more dark than not.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like, what's up with this darkness?
Hey, it's a pretty dark. I get a little freaked out because I have such anxiety that when it's a little too blue at night, I'm like something's going on. You know,
Ooh, nice.
you know when it's not quite pitch black and you're looking and seeing a little bit of blue. Trust me, now you're gonna be aware. I was walking over the gym the other night. The sky was a little too
Walking
blue
up
for
the gym.
10 at night.
Get that. in
Trying to
there.
get on the Korean 100 show. Yeah,
Well, you got the package,
I'm
right?
trying to
You
be the
gotta wait.
unlikable
Gotta
jerk on it.
wait. You're doing so good so far.
That's crazy to think about that moon thing. I don't know.
Well, if it's overcast, you can't see the moon at all.
Do you live
Right.
here? Do you live in
So
Vancouver?
how many times do you see the moon regularly that you're like, oh, that's a nice moon? Or
Well, I haven't seen the moon in like 4 nights. 5 nights, maybe.
yeah, I would say like a month. It would take me about a month to figure out that there's no moon.
You
Maybe
read
if
about
not
it?
more.
You'd be like, God, there's no.
Well,
moon."
I assume someone would figure out before me, but like if I'm alone and like there's no one's talking about the moon. If the
Wait,
new reality is if the
no one's talking about the moon. How often are people talking about the moon right now in your life?
who's talking about the moon?
Man, you see that moon last night?
That's true.
Are you talking about the moon has actually been destroyed? It's gone.
I'm not talking about the moon.
We just
being
can't see
destroyed.
it.
You just say there's no more moon.
Okay, so the way that affects the waves, I think.
Absolutely, but
Of course, it affects the waves. dude. I think it affects everything, man.
Well, I
We'd
think
be
that it's like
fucking
day
dead.
2
We'd be
because
done,
CNN and like Reuters, they're all gonna be like, we're all gonna die
You say
tomorrow. 'Cause-
Routers?
How is it pronounced?
Reuters?
Thomson
Reuters, yeah.
Routers.
Reuters. Yeah, my router, my internet's not working.
Wi-Fi routers?
Yeah, can't get online.
Non-biased.
I'm on Moonlight internet. It's like Starlink, I think. I don't know. It's very expensive. I don't know who runs it. I clicked on a link on Instagram.
Yeah. A router of owls.
A router of owls. That's great. That's what it's called. I like this kind of thing. You got anything else in there?
Like a topic?
You're a topic. You mean a thing? to
You're
talk
saying the
about?
show would be better produced if we actually had some
Well, I mean,
talking points? You see how much money Otani, the baseball player, got?
700 million.
700 million.
LA Dodgers.
so?
So,
Yes, so.
He didn't win Squid Games.
yeah,
Yes, so.
it's the biggest contract in history by any athlete.
Fucking okay.
You're not.
Baseball, dude. Fuck baseball.
Well, now that's
I
a
fucking
controversial
hate
topic.
Baseball, dude. You can put that on the podcast.
Wait, it's all on the podcast.
We've been recording since
Wait,
yesterday.
what?
You think
Yeah.
it's just starting now?
Did you get the air fryer there?
You know what? No, that wasn't on. You want to talk about that again?
No.
So you don't give a shit about baseball. What do you watch, if anything? Well, obviously you only watch up to the very end of things.
Yeah.
You don't watch the end of World Series. You
Never
don't watch
watched
the
the ninth
NBA
inning.
Finals. You don't.
First game, that's it.
That's it.
When the Toronto Raptors were having their run in 2019, I was convinced.
Really confused about that. with 2009.
Double check my math. That whenever he watched the games, they would win. So I would be like texting him, like, turn it on, because he was like a mystic.
I was.
And every game he didn't watch, they lost. And
Yeah.
every game he
It
won.
had
This guy-
nothing to do with the Raptors themselves.
No,
it had
it's him.
everything to do with
Me, dude.
Isaac Kessler, whether he's watching the
That's
Raptors
right.
or not.
Vegas pays people to come. They've got things called coolers, which are people with bad luck, and they employ them. Some casinos employ them, and they come up and sit beside people who are winning too much, and hope that some of that bad luck.
That is not true. Is
That's
that
true. Yeah,
That's me for
that's
life.
what I heard. I'm just
Just a
spreading.
bad like person.
Get away from me.
That's you with the Raptors, though. You're good luck for that. The Raptors,
know.
MLSE, the owners of the Raptors, should get in touch with you.
And
throw
God
you in the
should be
stands.
putting you beside people that are too hot in life. Like you should be put beside like Kim Kardashian or whatnot.
That's right.
And
that guy who owns all the dealerships.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
They
nah,
lose a lot of
but-
games.
You
when
talking
he's
about
there.
Superfan?
Huh?
He's there at every game. He hasn't missed a game since.
Well,
Oh no!
I would
Yeah.
love if Isaac was now on the Kardashians because someone wanted her to have bad luck. It's just a limo of all the Kardashians fighting and just Isaac texting in the back being like, "Are we on camera? Is this
this filming? Is this gonna be on the podcast?
You guys swinging by the Canadian Tire? I got an air fryer I need to return.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I feel bad. We can talk about Otani.
no, it's okay.
No, we can talk about it.
Are you upset? Are you hurt?
Am I hurt by what?
How much money he got compared to you for baseball?
I mean, baseball is ridiculous. Baseball's ridiculous. What a ridiculous.
Wait a minute. You brought it back to Otani, and your take was that baseball's ridiculous.
I feel bad. You wanted to give a topic to the show, so I want to honor that.
Oh no!
Okay, so why do you think baseball is ridiculous?
That's a shitty sport.
Well,
But you're not giving any concrete reasons.
so it's shitty because it takes too long. Now that's one complaint I've heard.
Yeah.
Or it's shitty because of the skill that's involved. You don't think it's hard to throw a baseball at 100 miles an hour?
I have multiple reasons.
You think it's
Well, that
easy
is-
to?
To hit a baseball at 100 miles per hour?
Okay, I think that emotionally, I was into baseball for a long time, and that strike happened, and that
Yeah.
strike was one of
In the 1930s? The White Sox threw the game.
The Great
Shoeless
Depression.
Joe.
That strike was ridiculous when they stopped playing for like a year and a half or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's when you gave up on the sport. You were like, "How dare you fight for your rights?"
Because then it led to things like Otani happening, where these players are getting the most money out of any. It's like 100. How many games are there? You guys know. You like baseball.
180 games.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
100.
that crazy.
It's
The games are 3.5 hours long.
he gets 400,000 a game now.
It's crazy.
Why? Why is that?
You know
crazy?
why?
You what? Are you some sort of communist?
It's un-American not to like.
Political.
Oh, you don't like that Otani's not American? That's your thing.
Oh,
The highest paid player in baseball.
No.
That's what you don't like.
I love it. He's Japanese. He's
Yeah, you're suddenly wearing an Otani jersey.
I've always been Japanese. That's the thing about me.
Here's the thing about you. I've never heard you defend baseball as hard as you are today.
Love baseball. Never stopped watching it.
I mean, I think it's just something for people to bide their time until we just.
That's everything. That's you watching your Korean interview vlogs.
Well, that's what I kind of like about it. It is considered a pastime. It's a great American pastime because it takes so long. Like you think about it when it was big in the 30s. What are you doing all day? You do the job, you do the farmer thing, and then you go and you watch people play baseball for a good 3 hours, 6 hours. Who cares? Your life is not much. You're not doing anything. You're surviving wars. You come back. Let me just relax.
Watch
That's
the
true.
game.
Watch the game. Watch
That's
a couple of people try and hit a ball that's going over a plate.
That's true.
Yeah, and then you run. If you hit it, you run. You run as fast as you can. Just a short distance,
Yeah.
maybe 90 feet.
You can steal bases. It's like real life. You can steal hearts. You can steal money.
But for
I
you,
hear
after
you.
the strike, it was like you're out
I'm out.
because of the payment,
Greed.
greed. But
By the
agree.
players. The owners should get all the money.
It's just greed, man. It's just greed.
it doesn't affect the game.
Yeah, but
The amount of money
game,
they're getting
man.
paid is.
But the game
You want to
sucks, is your
pitch the
thing.
idea of like, okay,
Pitch the
you wanna
idea?
Pitch the idea. I know I did there. You want to pitch the idea that it's like a pastime and it takes time. We're gonna waste time. We're gonna have
Waste-
beer. We're gonna waste time. We're gonna have a hot dog. We're just gonna drink beer. We're gonna waste time. We're gonna watch this happen. Then yeah, go for it. Watch it. That's great. I don't have time to. I'm a fucking guy looking over. Oh, is he moving off the base? No, I don't like that. I like.
You're
is he
referring to the
moving off
umpire?
base? Huh?
The umpire?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't like it. It's ref.
Now we're all.
I like
wasting
that.
time.
I don't like. Is he moving off the foul ball? Okay, like what the fuck?
Well, we all waste time. What do you waste your time with?
I like to play.
Whoa, yeah, you don't want to be a spectator. You want to be
I want to,
front and center. You want to be participant.
and that's part of when I stopped liking baseball.
Was when you realized you weren't going to make.
play.
When I can't play, and it's like this game is just ridiculous. They
Right.
call it a sport, but most of
Right.
the time you're just standing around. I wanted to be in first base because then I was actually active doing something.
This sounds more like it's now from some personal baseball trauma. Now that less the strike, something happened to you on the first base.
Well, the strike.
everything I have
After
in
the
my
strike,
life
he
makes
never
me
went back to
trouble.
work. He never went back to baseball after the strike. He said, "If they're striking, I'm striking too. I'm not playing any baseball, and then it turns out that you had some time to reflect on the game of baseball, and like most of the time I'm just standing around, and I can't even hit the ball. And if I don't get to hit the ball, I gotta go sit in the dugout. And I'm just
Eat
wasting
sunflower
time.
seeds,
That's right.
tobacco.
It's like a lot of things. You know what I mean? It's like you don't realize just how good they are. You don't realize how
Right.
fast that ball is going and
Yeah.
how much skill it takes to do it. And it's like, yeah, you're right. I don't, and I can't do it. So what the fuck is this?
Is that why you like acting? Is because you're always constantly not waiting around. You're always like on it and participating at 100 times, like all throughout life.
Watching acting or doing it?
Doing acting.
Well, I don't like acting. Nor do I do it. This is a bigger life.
But you like doing
question.
comedy, don't you?
Uh-oh.
That reminded me of like in Mrs. Doubtfire when he's like, "We love each other, don't we?" I'm looking at your eyes. This is gonna be Isaac's retirement podcast announcement.
I don't know what I gotta figure out what I like again.
That's fair. You know,
Was it
sometimes
the
it's important to go sit back, reflect. What do I even enjoy doing anymore?
And by the way, what I'll say
Things
about
change.
I will say about something about Otani.
Okay.
Give
I would-
him more.
Hey, what?
Give him more.
Give him more money.
Give him more money.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's pop the greed up, man. Let's pop it like give him $1 billion. If he had signed 3 more years, he would have gotten $1 billion. That's what I want to see on the news. Otani gets $1 billion over 13 years.
Well, he got 958 million Canadian dollars.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
You
So-
just start changing the currencies. And
He
stuff,
moves
like,
up to Toronto.
yeah,
Maybe he
1
plays baseball.
trillion,
Yen.
Argentinian
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
give him more. Also, I mean, that guy is just, he's a monster.
Oh my god, it would be
He's-
so much fun if the deals got better like that as well. It was just like he gets $1 billion and 16 Subway franchises.
Right, they gotta sweeten the deal.
This would be the deal. You get a portion of Amazon and 3 Ford trucks.
I'll tell you about my brain. My brain's stuck on teeth whitening, right? And my brain went, like, you didn't pause it all in that sentence, but you went and you give him 16 Subway. And my brain saw him in front of a camera and then, like, Subway maps. Like,
Like,
they
he's
gave
not in the
him-
restaurant.
No, like 16 Subway. like,
Otani's doing a.
over the world. Like,
He owns
different
the number
Subway.
one
He
line.
owns the lines. You
Yeah.
get all the
You're
revenue.
paying your fare.
You get all the revenue from all the, and he's like, all right, I like this. This is
Yeah.
free flowing cash flow.
It's
for
going
me.
to Otani's pocket.
Right.
You get
there.
all the revenue from taking
Yeah.
the streetcar in San
I'm taking
Francisco.
Otani's subway line today.
And
This
if you
thing's
don't
really
like-
falling apart since Otani's taking over.
Too busy pitching. Hey,
Doesn't care. You don't care about us on the subway line.
No, he doesn't. He cares
yeah.
about baseball. That's what he cares about,
That
man.
pastime.
Yeah.
You know, wasting away out there.
Every
on that
time I
pitcher's
played
mound.
baseball in the last 10 years, let's say, I've hurt myself. And I don't like that because that means you're doing the one fucking thing all the time. You're just, oh, if I hit it, I'm going to run as fast as I can from 0 to 100 in one direction.
But you could say this about any sport. But what's weird is,
No, you can't.
yeah, any sport.
No,
Is
you
just,
can't talk about basketball. I'm not running in one direction from 0 to
You're saying you're
100.
running back and forth.
What? Have you not played basketball? Did you play basketball on a grid?
No, it's
Where are you going?
So I want to make sure that thing didn't turn off on us.
He
I feel so bad.
easily walking off the show. It's not the first time.
This guy's thoughts
Wow.
on Otani and baseball have really.
Yeah.
I'm out on today.
Oh
That's
my
the most
God, I'm sorry.
controversial thing we've ever had on the
So
pod.
political.
You don't like that? It's you have to do one thing really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
You
they
want to
just
have to
stand
be able
there.
to do everything mediocre at all times, like basketball.
Right, and they give $500 million to these guys who are just standing around from the majority.
But
of
it's
the
because
time.
it makes that in revenue. The money just doesn't come. If they didn't give it to the players, the owners would just keep it. So it's not like, because people are like, oh, teachers only get paid $40,000 a year, but Otani gets $100 million a year. That's not fair. It's like, but Otani, the MLB brings in that much money. So if they didn't pay the players from the advertising revenue, the money has to go somewhere. It's bringing in that much money. So that's why the players split it. You guys understand?
I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but it's all greed because the owners are charging so much money to go to the game.
And to watch it, to advertise.
but people are paying.
But people would rather watch sports, obviously, than watch doctors.
I'd
Or
rather
watch-
play sports than watch them.
Yeah, of course. We
That's
all
why
would.
Otani's not getting any of your $700 million. He's not.
This is what I think bothers me. This is what I think bothers.
Okay.
You know what this is? This is interesting. Everything in my life is based off trauma, right? So when I was in All right. Jewish high school.
Wait, the cat's out of the bag. Do you take the star out?
I hit it because it's
The American audience, we weren't ready for that.
it's December right now. We're just when this
You're
goes
giving that to
live,
us.
This is December. So look back.
Hanukkah started a few days ago.
Let's not. We'll just
Okay,
Ixnay Afe on the Anuka. You know?
Okay, you're an all-American boy.
I'm an no. Don't say that either.
A corn-fed.
What are you looking at?
Oh, no, when I heard the rumbling of the whatever's going on up
There's
there.
a tiny subway.
he put a train up here.
My trauma when I was in 4 years of Jewish high school. I tried up for 16 sport teams in 4 years, and I did not make any of them. Then I tried up for basketball 6 times, baseball 3 times, and I didn't get put on any of the teams. And as I have gotten, I think, more fit over the last like 6 or 7 years, and better at sports, surprisingly.
Isaac is an incredible basketball player. No
appreciate
joke, jokes aside, I've played basketball with him. He is an offensive threat. He's insane. He's at LA Fitness. He runs it. He's unbelievable.
Honestly, I don't care about your take right now. I want to hear what it has to say.
But thank you for that, Ian. I appreciate it. I think we're all 3 of us are good ball players. I believe both of you are good ball players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me more about your trauma.
Thank you, Steve. So I think what bothers me is that like all this money and all this greed in the world, especially around sports, professional sports. And like near my house, there's this building and there's this big glass and it's, big glass windows and it's like a basketball court with like 8 nets, but it's like one of those basketball places where they have basketball camps. Totally empty most of the time. And when I call in and I'm like,
Can I play?
is there any way to I can play? Like,
Yeah.
just want to shoot around. It's like, no, of course not. And I see
Don't be silly.
yeah. And
This is private property,
and
sir.
I drove one day looking for basketball courts on like Google Maps, and I found some in my area, and I went there, and it was outdoors 6, and they locked the gate, and it was like Seneca College, but like they locked the gate, and no one's using it,
Right.
and I just get like I've always wanted to do is just play with my friends. I just want to play sports,
All right.
and all this greed and all this no, watch this, be like these people. You won't even let me play it? There's so much greed in this world. I just want to play, man. Let me go into and play basketball.
If I may, so
Yeah.
if I can summarize this for myself here. So you weren't allowed to play in any high school sports in this Jewish high school.
That's right.
Because you weren't good enough, quote unquote. Because obviously Ian is a huge fan of your basketball skills.
You'd make the team now, is all I'm saying.
And then this
Try
past
it.
few years you've gotten in better shape. You can play better. However, it's all become very it's like anything. You have to pay to play situation. You have to. So they're gatekeeping you out of that now as well. First it was the teachers. Now it's the corporations. And now Otani won't let you even watch because you can't buy into it because they're just trying to keep you out of the game.
I like Otani, by the way. This is not against Otani.
I'm starting to feel like it is.
No, I like Otani.
You didn't say Mike Trout.
Aaron
Aaron Judge.
No,
I like Otani.
But it's the same thing, I think, with parents as well. Because, you used to be able to go outside and play soccer with your friends or basketball, pick up basketball. Even if you were, terrible at basketball, you could just play in the streets or play wherever, even road hockey. But now you have to pay for everything you do. You can't even play, ice hockey.
What's the problem with ice hockey to begin with, or golf, or all these sports that cost skiing? These cost $400, $500, $1,500 a year. Every time you play golf is like $150. So
You got to trick the people into working, though, right? If they just have free stuff, they're not going to want to do anything. You gotta trick people. You want to play basketball? You want to get in that good basketball zone? You got to have the money to pay to play. To
pick up the hammer, go back to the
Get
line.
back to the line.
Yeah,
no more
you're
pastime. No more wasting time.
No more pastime.
No more.
You're here pushing the pastime. You're telling me what's wrong with you. I should watch the greatest pastime. You're telling me I should work? Should I work or should I be sitting on my ass for 4 hours?
Honestly, it's very
Fucking
confusing to me
idiots
as
on
well.
a-
I
Here's
just
what you
don't know
should-
which one.
No,
to do.
you're right. You should be working all day. Then you're so exhausted from work. You sit on your ass, and then you see the McDonald's commercials, and then you order it on Uber Eats, and you feed it back to the system,
Feed it
baby.
back in, dude.
Yeah, you got to pay to play. You got to buy into society.
My
That's
favorite,
what we do.
my favorite commercial I ever saw while watching sports was a Pepsi commercial with a slogan that I don't think they continued, and it was Pepsi. It's for the fans. But what's so funny to me about that is they're implying it's not for athletes. No athlete would put this in their body. It's for you.
You, the fans.
You're
Sit
eating
on your
Doritos,
fat
watching
ass.
TV.
Yeah.
You'll put anything in your body.
Watch the athletes. God
Pepsi
damn, dude.
for the fans. It's not for someone who gets massages and runs.
That's right.
You leave a nail in here, it'll get that thing clean.
Pay to play, man. You're right, dude. Pay to play.
It's all pay to play.
Everything's
unfortunately.
pay to play, man.
It's too bad because those, even in schools you could rent out normally for like, or just go and play on off days. But now, like, you can't just go to a school and play in the courts because they usually have nice courts, like with a glass backboard and whatnot now. But unless you're part of a whole intramural league, part of an organization, then you won't be able to
I thought you meant we're too old to go to school. So you can't just at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday open a school door, go in there and
Yeah,
shoot.
Just shoot around, coach. Come on.
They're
Is coach still here?
gatekeeping. When I was 14, they always let me shoot on lunch break.
I don't get it. Dude.
So
I don't
weird.
understand it. Gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers.
Always trying to lock you out.
Gatekeepers.
Now, why do you think you couldn't make those high school teams? Why baseball, basketball? Why was it that you couldn't find a sport that you excelled at? And now, I'm not putting on the spot because I also was not good enough to play any of these sports.
Well, I mean, you could say skill level. I mean, you could just say you're a fat kid and just not as good at it. But when
We-
I hear shooting around at gym in grade 12 and Aubrey Zimmerman,
Whoa.
coach, came in to
I love
The
a
gym.
call-out.
make sure he hears this. And he's like with this grade 9 really tall Israeli kid.
Oh, when you hit Robert or Zimmerman a little too hard, too.
Aubrey.
It's the same energy.
Sorry about that.
Isaac,
So
I'd
he
love
says
it. You...
to me, he says to the kid, and I'm
Yeah.
right there shooting around.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, hey, look at Kessler. That's good form, right? You got to shoot like that. This is a kid who's on the grade 9 team, this new. And I'm like, and I looked at him like, what the fuck?
He said your form was good.
He's like, look at Kessler shoot. That's good form. That's how you should be doing it.
And
And
you
you
weren't on
takes
the team.
determination. And I'm like, I already been rejected from the grade 12 varsity, like the last time I could ever try out.
Right.
Then I get a little pissed off.
Right. Because he's saying you look good, your shot's good, but you just didn't have the physical attributes. You didn't have the height.
That's right. Well, I don't know what I
Or the
didn't have.
speed.
Well, then I
High
asked.
speed. Talent.
I don't know. I asked
Well,
another
I
guy.
mean-
Hold on. I asked the star point guard, and I
Yeah.
was like, what's his name? Peter Koretsky. Why is Peter on the team? And he goes, for morale.
For morale.
That's what he said to
That
me.
could have been you because you're a morale guy.
I'm a morale guy,
You're for
dude.
sure
Yeah,
a
the
morale
first
guy.
Morale.
14 minutes of this podcast has been a real upper of him talking, boosting morale.
Well, maybe that's true. Maybe you just have bad luck then because you're a morale guy. Maybe we gotta get you set up with some people that are doing too well in life.
Do you think you're misremembering and you're a lot worse? Maybe your form was perfect, but they were all air balls?
I mean, I was fatter,
Yeah.
you know, but I made it through. Baseball was the one I made it through the most. I made
Right.
it through the third round. And
Where you
then I
can be
got
a bit
cut.
heavier.
Yeah, a lot of guys make it all the way.
Yeah, man. Look at what's his name? I don't know.
Yeah, what's
All
his
those
name? Really
fat people.
broke the mold.
Yeah. What's the fat guy? There's a real fat guy.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth? Is that your thing?
Not Babe Ruth, man.
You need some weight behind that bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big ass.
There's a guy in Boston who was really fat.
Yeah. I don't know.
Puckett was pretty fat.
There's a lot of fat guys, but as a former fat guy, you don't want to be naming. They're probably watching the show right now. They're trying to relax after a hard day of playing baseball.
Ruth.
They put
Calling
this
them
on.
out. Yeah, they're doing their best. They're on their Ozempics and they're
Drinking Pepsi on Ozempic.
Drinking Pepsi. It's for the fans. It's not for these.
That's kind of backwards. Drinking Pepsi while on a diabetes weight loss drug.
Yeah, it
Is that the
wouldn't be.
diabetes
So-
weight loss drug? Ozempic?
When do you think you think today?
It sponsors the show. We can't
Sorry,
say anything
sorry,
about
Today you are in the
Ozempic.
best shape of your life.
Today?
Like right now, these days are the best shape you've been in your life.
No, probably in LA. That's
Oh,
for
really?
sure.
I think you look great.
I
Oh, you
think
do look great.
I-
You look great.
Thank you very much. I
But-
appreciate that. I feel kind of fat these days. I think I have body dysmorphia.
From
Body dysmorphia.
who gave you that? You want to call them up?
Little BDC.
Aubrey Zimmerman gave me body dysmorphia.
That's normal. It's. I mean, especially even on this, you're gonna see yourself on camera. We all have to deal with the fact that
You think you were in the
Oh.
best shape of your life in LA as well, right?
no, I was a little heavier too. After, because I had to lose some weight and look younger for a thing.
Right.
Then I was in really good shape. I think the best shape of my life is actually this year, like right now,
Oh, right.
probably. I think, or
This guy's like Tom Hardy, dude. Like I'm gonna get fat for a roll. Now I'm gonna get fucking ripped for a roll. You're fucking.
I lost
yo-yoing,
too
man.
much weight for that though, because I was trying to look young, but I looked gaunt. Like
Yeah.
old pictures of it, I look like I have a disease. So it's like,
Well, that's what the problem. When you get older, you lose a lot of weight and you start looking
Yeah.
older because you got that thin neck.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what happened to this person? He looked like a regular human being, but now he's a lollipop.
Exactly. I even posted like on Facebook. I was like posted how much weight I had lost at the time, and Facebook flagged it. They're like, "This is fake and unsafe." I was like, "Oh,
Whoa.
you can
Yeah,
do
'cause
it."
You're like a 5'11" male, 140,
6 feet,
140
six-
pounds. Come on.
140 pounds. Yeah, I think I went from 188 to like 170 in like 3.5 weeks. So it was a lot of weight to lose. Yeah.
Man, dude.
Oh, BD.
But it didn't look good. Didn't look good. When you lose it slowly over time, like a pound a week for like 6 months a year, your face looks good. You keep the muscle. That's the way to do it,
Right.
dear listener.
I'm sorry I brought it down with my trauma.
People love a little trauma.
No, I like it.
Oh, trauma? Sounds like a baseball player.
Yeah.
He deserves
Sergey
at least,
O Trauma.
he deserves at least $1 billion and a few subway lines.
He didn't
Maybe
make the
not all.
team. He had great form though.
You ever follow up on these people now? That grade 9 student that didn't quite shoot but had the height?
No.
Nah.
No. I lost touch with a lot of the Jews.
Whoa.
We gotta watch out here. I could go on.
Isaac's Jewish. Anyone listening right
Just
just in case that you're just hearing him
Anybody wants to
hit
know.
Zimmerman a little too hard.
I apologize. I have to apologize. We just have to call it out. We
Right.
have to be careful.
Right. Tread
That's
lightly.
all it is. Tread lightly.
Yeah. Not that kind of show.
Don't put this as a highlight. Let them find this part.
Immediately, this is the highlight. I can promise you this. Is the highlight.
Oh, I taught my mom clickbait. What clickbait means.
Today?
Yesterday.
Mm.
What'd you
I
think
live
of
with my mother.
Things are going well.
I don't book.
Yeah. Nothing makes you happy, including what you've dedicated your life to.
Yeah.
But you taught her about clickbait, so that's nice.
Part of me was dedicating my life to getting on the sports team, being an athlete, but that didn't work. out.
Right.
So
Good
Shift
point.
gears into another.
None of these
rejection
kids made
industry.
it from your high school to the league.
Yeah. None of them are getting paid.
I got news for you, pal. If you made that team, it still wasn't going to happen.
But they probably made houses and families and kids. And wives.
Yeah, they're not carrying around their trauma from high school about not
They're
making that.
No,
high
they're
school
not.
team.
That's right.
That's right.
They don't have that. They had great times.
They had
Those
great
are the best of their
memories.
times.
That's right. Memories, camaraderie,
Yeah.
respect.
Beautiful
Because they had a
family.
number on their.
Status.
Fucking number on their.
What do you
back.
got? You're here with us on a
My number's
podcast?
32, by the way, dude. It's always 32.
Like Shaq.
That's right. And
Very-
23, Michael Jordan. Flip it
You
around.
picked the two best guys of the era.
That's right. That's how I.
Maybe
play
it was
all
an
my-
ego thing. Maybe you thought you were Shaq or MJ, when really you should have picked like Steve Kerr. Just been a utility guy.
Yeah.
Come in, couple 3-pointers, get
Steve
out.
Kerr. He was
Yeah.
good.
Well, because we played basketball a few times, and what I respect about your game is the hustle. You throw the body around. You know, you're
He'll
more
break
of
an
a
elbow.
Draymond Green.
He's violent out there.
Oh yeah,
He's throwing bows on
Bows.
those rebounds.
He's sharpening those elbows. You got the mouthpiece in.
You remember the mouthpiece?
Yeah.
How'd you know about the mouthpiece? I didn't have a mouthpiece.
I've heard about the mouthpiece.
I'd
heard
get,
about the mouthpiece. He,
no, not for
had
me.
it.
Not for me. Swear.
What?
He knows some other people from the league on his Second City show.
Oh, Gavin.
Uh,
Oh,
no,
yeah, that's right. Get it.
yeah.
Gavin.
Isaac is the best comedian basketball player in the league.
Right. Not the best basketball player. 'cause there's
I don't know.
somebody
In
who doesn't do as
Toronto.
much
In
comedy.
Toronto, I mean.
No.
I think you're the best basketball player who's actually a comedian. in
Would
Toronto.
you make your high school team today?
Fuck yeah. He'd coach it.
With this body?
No, just with your talent.
Is he
I
his
mean,
age?
Hopefully you're playing with your. Hopefully
Do
you're
the
playing
other
with your
kids
body.
know he's a grown up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids they know he's a grown up. Your grade 12 varsity team. You go back. You're like you're Billy Madison in this situation.
No one
you're trying out
notices?
for the team.
Nobody sees it, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
I would.
or you're 21 Jump Street. They go back to high school.
Oh, you're a cop. But you're actually
You're a
just
cop.
spending so much time playing basketball, you're not investigating any crimes.
Because you said you've gotten better over the years.
Yeah, actually, I for sure. Now I think about it, I'm gonna give myself some more credit. I for sure would, because in our pickup whatever friend league that we play in, I have to play a different role, and that's not the role I want to be play when I play basketball. When I actually play with people who are an actual point guard, like then I can actually play the position that I.
What
I-
position do you think you are? That's interesting to hear. Because I say you're like a power forward now.
Yeah, I mean, I could never be that because I'm not tall enough.
You want to play small
Yeah.
forward.
No, I'll be power.
He's got a nasty
Okay.
shot though too.
You want to play power forward.
I would want to be power. I can't be a power based
Right.
on my size, so I'm
Right.
probably a small forward. Because
Right.
I've got a pretty good mid-range jumper. That's like my sweet spot.
Isaac is a completely different person on the court. The nice guy who out here has been painted as this happy-go-lucky.
I don't
Be
know.
painted as a nice guy on this podcast. It's pretty.
No,
bad.
it's a lot less surprising. Actually,
I hate baseball. I'm trashing Otani.
It's
I
less
mean-
surprising that you're the guy on the court yelling at people to cut now. It actually check. Wait, do I do I misremember you being a nice guy
I think so. I know I used to be a nice guy.
till yesterday?
So they found out what clickbait was.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden-
Oh, pay to play, man. You want me to click that fucking thing?
What did your mom think of clickbait?
Well, she said to me, I watched the whole YouTube video, and it said,
It's a 4-minute clip.
it said, wait till you see what's trapped inside this very old oak tree.
Ooh.
And she's like, and I watched the whole thing, but it was just a wrought iron fence piece. And I said, that's called clickbait.
Mhm.
She goes, what's that? I'm like, well, you know, fishing. And then she couldn't hear what I said because she can't hear very well. And I said, fishing. And I yelled at her. And she's like, yeah, fishing. And I was like, you know, bait, right? I was like, yeah. It's like, you're the bait. Like, I'm the bait. I was like, well, the click. Like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you click. They were fishing, you know,
For your attention.
for you. And you clicked on it. And she goes, well, what do they get? And I'm like, lots of money. And she's like, well, they only have 28 million views on this. I'm like,
28 million?
that's like probably $100,000 or more. It's a lot of money for that one video. She's like, wow, they hooked me. They got me. I was like, they got you, man.
It's nothing to feel bad about, though. I honestly, I'm baited at least 100 times a day for sure. Like, I even when you go to Google search, right, you see all these articles there, and you're like, man, that sounds good. I want to know how the brain works underwater. And like, how does water affect your brain? I don't know. Maybe and then I catch myself like, wait a minute, is this? Oh, it's clickbait.
They got you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, of
But
course.
I spend a hot second there. I don't give them the click. I tease.
What do you
click.
mean? You just hover above the
Oh yeah,
thumbnail?
because I'm like, oh, I'd like to, and then I remember, oh, that's wait a minute, my
Right.
Monkey
primate brain turns off, and I go, human brain clicks in. It's like, wait a minute, you're being fooled again. They're just Google's trying to scam you into giving them money. Not this time, Google. Another time for sure, but not this time.
That's right.
Opens up Pornhub instead. Clicks on the first video. You won't believe what this girl did to this oak tree.
I told my mom, I was like, yeah, clickbait, you know, like, hey, you want a huge dick? Click on this.
Wait.
She's like,
where's
what?
that link? Where do I get that? That's a real link you saw?
She's like, what do you mean? I was like, you know, if you want a huge dick. I was like, who wants a huge dick? I'm
Your
like,
mom said
I
that?
want a huge dick.
Who wants a huge dick? I got news for you, Isaac's mom.
Yeah, I said I clicked on it and I did not get a huge
You
dick.
didn't?
No, man. I tried actually
tried-
one thing one time.
The stretching moves?
No, I tried this pill.
You did? To
Mhm.
grow your dick bigger?
The extends with like 3 Zs at the convenience store.
That's what it was.
You did? You took that? You put that in your body?
Yeah. And my heart fucking went twice as fast. Started beating really
Nice.
fast.
Wait, is it an erection drug like Viagra or is it to make your dick bigger?
It's to make your dick bigger.
One pill.
That's all.
what it-
It was only
Imagine-
$5.
There's actually a
It's
lot of
worth it.
pills.
It was
You
worth
took
it.
them
Very
all?
expensive.
Yeah.
I took like 2.
What's crazy is if it worked, like you take the pill, you leave the 7-Eleven, you just hear a thud as your fucking cock hits the cement. Oh shit.
I would. You know what's
Thud.
It would be so.
I gotta
fun.
deal with this now. You sling it over your shoulder, trying to start your car. There's no pill to shrink it.
It would be nice if they actually worked and no one ever bought them. And it was just like, well, these actually work, but nobody believes it. Extends.
They're trying the ads. Click here and make your dick bigger. Everyone's like, nah, I'm not falling for it.
Nah, fine for this.
I wish I
one.
had the pills box still, like the bottle.
Yeah,
Like,
they
I took
that-
2 and then I'm like, this
It's a
is dangerous. I
keepsake
can't-
for sure. It's a keepsake. Yeah.
Yeah, well, where is it?
Maybe you didn't take enough. Take out your dick for all of us.
Okay.
And this is why we try and sort it out by having females on the show.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise,
true.
it just starts
Oh,
talking
man.
about.
It eventually
people's-
does always get to extends
yeah,
dick pills at
yeah.
some point.
Cut this part out, man.
No, we
There's
can't,
no
man.
cut
We
in
can't?
anything.
We can't.
Well, don't highlight this.
We have to highlight this.
Oh man! Oh man! I
This
hit
is the
mic. I'm
clickbait.
sorry.
This is clickbait.
Clickbait.
People want to see one thing on this show, and it's not shitting on Otani. I'll tell you that.
It's your dick after 2 pills of extends.
Seriously.
That's true. Here's the thing about Otani. Can I put my hand on your hand for just catching on
As
camera?
he's talking about
Just
his
on camera?
extent. Yeah, that's
There.
on camera.
Yeah, man.
Why are you pulling away?
With not
You just
consensual.
need to accept love a bit more, dude.
Wait, I don't. No, I do feel like the bad guy for pulling away, and I'm like, man, you're
Why
gaslighting
did you
me?
pull
He just
away?
gaslit you.
I just think I wasn't expecting to hold your hand on the show.
Well, what I wanted to say was this. I want to say something about Otani. What bothers me about the Otani thing, I don't know if people were making posts as a joke in Toronto, but they were like actually upset that he didn't come to the Blue Jays or something.
There was a rumor, a story came out that it was a done deal and that he was coming to Toronto, and they tracked a jet, and it became the most tracked plane in the world on FlightAware
Right.
because there was a jet that left Anaheim to Toronto, which is a very rare flight path. And so everyone was watching this, and then there was like a fake rumor that Rogers had called a press conference, Rogers, the owner of the Blue Jays, at 6, and everyone was watching this plane, and then when it landed, it was the guy from Dragon's Den, Robert Herjavec, who came out, and then and Otani, and then there was all these public apologies, even like the sports writer who said it was a done deal put out an apology yesterday. So that's why every Blue Jays fan thought, oh, because also the pitcher for the Blue Jays is also Japanese, and he had booked a restaurant for 50 people at this sushi place right by the Rogers Center, and everyone's like, it's a celebration party. Oh my God, it's done. People were like going there. Toronto thought they had the Babe Ruth of 2023,
Wow.
2024. Now that it's the new year.
Wow.
And that's where it all came from. So go to
Silly.
there's a little context. Now go back. You were going to say,
Yeah, I mean, that's sad, really.
it's just Toronto sports. Like to me, it's so funny because when Kawhi Leonard signed in LA, when everyone was convinced he was going to come here, LA always wins. It's perfect weather. Like, have you seen a Malibu mansion? Obviously, the bridal
It's why
path.
everyone left. It's why you've left and went to LA. It's why you left to LA.
You can't beat perfect weather, beautiful people, mansions that overlook the ocean.
Mountains if you need some.
I lived in a shithole.
Yeah, but you did go there, didn't you? You did leave here, which
Yeah, I
was
left.
nice. All your privilege,
Came
you left,
back.
and you went, let me go try and live in a terrible place, in a situation, but for the weather.
No, fuck the weather. Fuck the weather. I hate when everyone talks about LA weather, man. That weather is not good. It is not.
You don't
good.
like the sun?
That fucking sun is oppressive. Okay.
Oppressive
It's
sun.
oppressive, dude.
You're protesting the sun.
The
You're-
sun is oppressive in LA. And I hate
Moonlight
that.
only.
Everybody says, yeah, but the weather. I fucking hate that. The sun is oppressive in LA. You leave your house, it fucking burns.
The
It
sun
hurts
is
your
oppressive.
skin, man.
Mhm.
And it never changes. There's no ozone. So I'm always in my head being like, I should be outside. And then the next day, I should be outside. And then I go outside and it's fucking too hot. You go inside, it's too cold. I'm outside in a goddamn scooter. And then every night, it drops down to like 6 degrees Celsius. And it was 30 degrees Celsius during the day. Fucking 95 Fahrenheit, 32 Fahrenheit. You know what I mean? It's fucking bullshit. I was more cold in LA than I have been in my entire life.
Isaac, I got news for you, man. I think it may be your outlook, brother.
I'm a pretty rosy colored guy.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean, LA does have one thing that Toronto doesn't.
What's that? Otani.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah, and a subway system too that he's
Yeah.
probably gonna own.
I've taken the subway in LA, and everyone says it's trash, but it's actually quite good. Now there are a bunch of skittish people on there that you need to keep your head on a swivel.
You need to be skittish about it.
You got to be skittish about the skittish people
Skittish
for
people, yeah.
sure. But it's a nice system. It runs smoothly. It's not the cleanest, but like what Subway is. Now that Otani has it, they'll clean it up
Oh,
for
man,
sure.
they're gonna clean that shit up, dude.
Mhm.
LA, man, yeah, it's a dream, dude. That's all it is, just a dream.
Will you ever go back
To what?
to Los Angeles?
To the
do
oppre-
what?
The first half of your sentence.
To the oppressive sun. And
Yeah. To do what? To
Uh,
live?
yeah, just to live, to go play beach volleyball.
I'd have to be an Otani, dude. It's a dream, man. The Malibu mansion,
Right.
the life in LA.
Yeah.
you know what happens with dreams?
They don't come true.
You wake up.
You wake up, man.
You wake up covered in sweat.
After all those extends pills.
You got the biggest dick in the world. You're like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with this.
Your heart's beating 3 times as fast. You living in a shithole and you got no air fryer because you returned it.
Would you rather? I heard this. Would you rather have the biggest dick in the world,
Yeah.
Oh god.
but everyone thinks you've got the smallest dick in the world? Like
You
that's
just
the
looked at
rumor.
your phone. You it's like you were in cahoots with your own phone.
Yeah, I'm cahoots with the. Can't get off
Breaking the
dick
fourth
seat.
wall?
And your phone's like, I know.
No, or have the smallest dick in the world, but everyone thinks you got the biggest dick in the world.
Would I want? Okay, this is the stupidest question I've ever heard in my life. I really like the owl question a lot better.
Okay, well, I'm sorry I
was
didn't ask it again.
Well, why would I want the biggest dick in the world?
But everyone thinks you go. Okay, let me change it a little bit.
Oh my god.
Would you rather be the best person at sex in the world? You're the best sexer in the
Okay.
whole world. But everyone thinks you're the worst lover in the world. Or you're the worst lover in the world, but everyone thinks you're the best lover in the world. Everyone's like, Scott Yamamura?
Well, how would they know? Do you have to have sex with everybody in the world? And
No,
for them to be
it's a rumor. It's a rumor around town.
The problem is the people you're choosing to have sex with because they're not good people.
That's
Because
not
they're
the
clearly
question.
hiding the truth. If
Is
you're
that-
the best sexer in the world, but no, everyone thinks you're the worst. That's because those
You got bad
women
PR.
or men or people that you're having sex with are telling other people that you're the worst or not talking.
No, everyone who had sex with you knows you're the best. But the rumor around town is, hey, Isaac,
What town do you live in? What a little fucking is this like?
What would you rank your sexual?
Oh, this is good.
Would you get on a
Let's get
1 to 10?
personal.
On
None
a
of
1 to
these
10.
fucking-
What would you grade yourself?
Yeah,
From your perspective, and then from your partner's perspective.
that's right. This is good.
at sex?
Yeah, at this age.
At
I'm not
this
talking
age.
about. I'm not talking about 'cause you remember
3
when
years
you were
ago
just
when
good.
everybody was good.
Actually, I'm the best at sex now than I've ever been.
You are.
Yeah.
You know, I can
wasn't
tell.
good at
You'd make
sex.
that high school team.
I'd make the high school. Yikes. Okay. Hold on a second. We got to be careful where I tread lightly now. I would make the high school
The sex
at
team. The above
sex
18.
team.
'Cause I turned 18 in high school.
Right. I wasn't having sex in high school.
All right,
Let's
let's
just put
get
that
back to
out.
the ranks then.
Okay.
We give
The
ourselves
actual
a
Ranks is
question.
better. Yeah.
You've improved your sex game lately.
Yeah, I'm the best at sex that I've ever been.
What are you doing? New moves? You read a Cosmo? It's like 18 new moves to please her,
I
and you're
read a
like,
lot of
this
that
thing is
stuff
real.
Yeah. I was reading a lot back in the day, but I wasn't able to do it.
'Cause
Much
your
like
dick was too big
basketball, yeah,
From
right.
Extends pills.
Exactly. Read about how to play basketball, but never gave the opportunity to actually
Right.
play it with other people.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty good. I'm very. How much can I say here? I guess it's whatever.
It's
I
whatever
want
you're
say,
willing to
really.
say, really. at the end
I'm
of
really
the
good at cunnilingus.
day. That's our show. Thank you very much. You can like and subscribe. Follow on
Why are you
Spotify.
looking at your camera?
Because that's the show. That's it, man. That's the end of it.
This has been a Pagliacci podcast.